Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is... Hello, everybody. I'm not sure when that went live, so I hope everybody is doing well. I actually totally forgot to even turn on my TV and put you guys over there so that I can see what y'all are saying. Yes, I just said y'all. As always, it's been a day. It's been a day for sure. I hope everybody's been well. My week has been... I suppose I should probably turn it like that. Maybe I should actually just do this. Webcam only. Oh, no. Let's just add the video capture device. Add existing webcam 2, I think it is. And... there we go. Now you can see me full screen. While I sort the stuff out, and then at least I can still talk to you guys and you can hear me. Yeah, so I hope everybody has had a good week. It's been a week. That's for sure. Okay, that's set up. Keep changes. Okay. Now, so I filmed 2 videos yesterday. And, well, not yesterday, I'm saying that like today is Monday. I filmed, excuse me, 2 videos on Sunday. I was hoping that the sound wouldn't be bad. Does it sound very bad? Because I tested it beforehand. I won't even be able to hear what it sounds like unless I quickly open YouTube on my phone, because I don't like this. This was exactly the problem that I was busy explaining. The sound on my videos was awful. Like I couldn't hear anything. So let me just see. And of course we're going to have cats visiting throughout the live stream as well, because Johan is at Cricut. Let me just see. Does it sound? Let me know. No, theoretically, does it sound better now? Okay, it sounds good on your side. If it sounds good on your side, that's fine. Like I said, the volume was almost at like, it sounded like it was like 20% volume, and it sounded like there was a lot of static on the videos, which was awful. But, Sam, do you want to come and say hi? Yes. Come, Sam. You can't see him, but he's come to say hi. Sam? Hello. He's such a cutie patootie. Okay. Anyway, let's just get started, because we always end up starting live streams like this, and then like for the first 5 minutes it's me trying to sort out problems or something like that. So let's just get going. So we're going to work on some fun... would have helped if I'd actually gotten the watercolor inks down off the table first before the live stream. I was so close. I was so busy with checking the sound and making sure that the sound was right and resetting up things as always, that I completely forgot to like actually get ready for the live stream. But that's fine. Let's transition back here. Yeah, so today we're going to be going over like drawing with the Cricut pens on the Cricut and choosing a fun design. So I wanted to choose something that was... First of all, let's say hello to everybody. So, hi, Christine. Yeah, you missed the video call. I'm so sorry. Like, that sucks that you missed the video call. But there will be more. Don't worry. Hi, Dre. And Miranda is here. And Marie is here. Hello. I'm going to meet you on Saturday, Marie. I can't wait. Very excited. So, what we can do is we can do something Do you guys vote for something Halloween or something? Oh, you joined at 8 instead of 7. Oh no, that sucks. I'm sorry. That really sucks. Yeah, so do you guys think we should do something Halloween related? Or should we try something else? I also thought of doing something. I like how Dre sends me a voice note while I'm in the middle of a live stream. Yes, I'm totally going to listen to your voice note, but I will listen to it afterwards. Yeah, so Halloween related, because obviously it's Halloween, it's August, which means that, okay, you guys can see. Let me just put it a little bit more on that side. And let me just flip this. Okay, it's fine. Oh, it was a recording of me. Okay, well, it's fine. I can always just watch the recording when we're done anyway. Okay, it's weird how, I suppose that makes sense that it's over there. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Everybody make a scene. I'm not going to sing that too much because otherwise the YouTube gods will whatever the stream. That is really cute. I really like that one. Yeah, that's also very cute. But how has everybody's week been? Has everybody been getting on well? This is probably going to be a different live stream because obviously we're not like making something per se. We are, you know, just kind of artsing along. And obviously it's like super last minute because like I said, I started editing last night and the moment I started editing, I noticed that the sound was stuffed and I was very upset. So that was upsetting. Duh. You're having champagne. Yay! Clink, clink. Oh, no shame, Christine. That sucks. Son has the flu. That's never fun. Oh, that's also very cool. Yeah, so the design that I did, obviously in the thumbnail, I don't remember where I put it now. But that's fine. I'm sure you saw it. I've shared it before on Instagram. That's also very cool. That's nice. That's nice because it's got lots of different colors. So let's just add that one so we can choose. Let's search for Halloween to see if something else comes up. So now it's probably just going to bring up the word Halloween. Okay, let me put my phone on silent. Like, that's always number one. Like, number one, put your phone on silent. Nope. Didn't do that. It irks me when those things, like, pop through. I've also started watching a series on Netflix called The Worst Witch. It's like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on like 25% of the budget. It's awful. It's absolutely awful, but I love it and I can't stop watching it. It's like young children, like 12, 13, going to witching school. It's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. But like I said, for some reason, I just can't stop watching it. I think I'm actually quite happy with the first choice, to be honest, with this one. The cat, the skull, and the pumpkin, because you can have quite a bit of fun with that, I think. But this one has a little bit more shading options. So obviously, when it comes to shading, I'm talking about, you know, shading like that. And for some reason, the light isn't as good. I mean, I know that this is a little bit further away, so maybe I'll just bring that a little bit closer. But then, yeah, that should be all right. So this is something else that I've done. I started on this a while ago and just haven't finished. I thought of doing something a little bit different. Story of my life. I've got 2 ring lights. So this one here, and then I've got another one over here, which I can use. This one's like super turbo bright though. But for some reason today, this main ring light that I'm using doesn't really seem to want to play along. And I know, but I think it's also got to do with the camera settings. I think the camera settings are not right. But I don't know if I can change it at this point. But it's fine. It should be all right. It's not terrible. There's nothing worse than bad audio. Like bad video you can still kind of deal with, but bad audio, no. Okay, so which one do you guys think that we should do? Should we do the cat pumpkin or the wolves? They could both, I would be happy to do both of them. They're still going to be a little bit difficult because they're, multiple different thingies and not very much opportunities for shading like I had in the hands. I honestly have no idea. Like this is literally story of my life. Like everything just goes missing. And I'll find it straight after the stream. Guaranteed. Pumpkin. Okay, so cat and pumpkin. The wolves. Oh, gee. You're throwing a fox into the hen house. Let's go back there. Let's go occasions. Oh, no. Let's go trending. No. Themes. No. Highlighted categories. No. Oh, you found your Apple Pen! Yay! Fantastic! Where was it? That's so good. I'm so glad. Okay, let's just look at trending to see what is going to show up here. Because I know there's going to be lots of Halloween stuff. Because obviously Cricut is very largely US based. And there's lots of Halloween. No, that's sports and recreation, Kelly. That's not trending. You got to actually click something underneath it. Cards. Nah. Okay, let's just stick with the pumpkin. The kitty and the pumpkin. In the box of masks. That is very strange. Very strange indeed. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to edit this and change it from a cut to, you can see that, okay, to draw. Okay, so it's going to come out like that. So we're going to use the pens and whatnot to try and get the right shading. And then we're going to I'm going to change it to make the size. I'm not going to make this too big because I don't want us to be spending, I mean, I could easily make this the size of this and spend hours, but I'm pretty sure not everybody has time for that. So let's just make it all one cooler, one size, one decent size. I mean, even 18 by 21 is still a very decent size. And I'm also just thinking now that I've left the water and the paintbrush next to the sink. But while this draws, then I'll go and fetch that. You blame your husband. Shame. But I suppose that's what happens. That's what happens. Okay. So we've got our mat. I actually made this at one of the demo days. It was quite fun. But I think the problem is I made it too big. So I was going to put this on the bottom of socks. But I'm pretty sure this is too big for socks. I should have made it like 20-30% smaller. Okay. Not sure what that is. Get off. Turn the machine on. Okay. Let's just zoom you. Okay, you are zoomed out. Hi, Flutterby. No problem. No problem. We are just getting started in any case. We've just chosen our design, and we're going to be using this paper. I'm not going to cut it down. I'm lazy. So I'm just going to sort of stick it on there, and I'm going to use my favorite tool, bought for me by one of my favorite people. She knows who she is. Just to make sure that it's a little clean. See, I use tool. Oh, the cat's just come in. So Fred will probably be joining us in about 20 seconds. Because every time Fred jumps into the door, then Shira does that bark. And then he runs upstairs and he goes, "Meow." Be interesting to see how well timed that was, actually. Fred? Right now. Fredness. Okay. So... okay, let's do it like that. Oh, feathers. Go back to the canvas. Select everything. We're going to actions. And we're going to attach everything. Just to make sure that it all draws on the... you're going to click make it again, Kelly. This is what happens when you've had a long day. I'm going to draw it kind of there. Because I want it to be like in the middle of the canvas. Or the canvas. In the middle of the page-ish. I mean, this page ends about there. Right? So it's not quite in the center. So it'll probably be centered on the page. So that's good. So let's go continue. I'm going to load my black pen into my Cricut. And then while that draws, I'm going to quickly go and fetch the water and the paintbrush. Select the maker. And we wait a few seconds for it to load. Heavy watercolor paper. Not like it really matters because we're not going to be cutting anything. We're just going to be drawing. And then I'm going to load. And then I'm going to click go. And then I'm going to quickly go and fetch my water. Okay. I will be back. Give me 1 second. Well, maybe I can actually... you guys can watch that. Woo. Very skew and upside down. Sir, can I help you? Yes. The sir has joined us. What now? Freedness? Steve? Okay, well... There we go. Now you can see me and the thingy drawing as well, Cricut. So while it's drawing, we're obviously going to choose out some colors. This is always the fun part. Getting the colors together. Fred came and left, so unfortunately he's not joining us today, it seems. Which is probably a blessing, because he would make my life a nightmare. I love him to bits and pieces, but no. So, we're obviously going to choose some oranges and some blacks and things like that. And greys. Let's see if we can go with some whites. So I'm just going to pick some dark oranges. Some yellows. You guys obviously can't see this. Maybe I should actually show you what I'm doing here. It's probably going to be upside down. There we go. No, but for some reason this is mirrored. That's what's throwing me off. It's actually mirrored this for some reason. Does say. See, I actually figured out what it was this time, as opposed to the last time where we had the whole stream and the whole stream was mirrored. So that's now done. Oh, I love this mat. Okay, put this back on. So now you can probably actually see what this says. You probably couldn't see what it said earlier. It probably just said like some form of gibberish. This is also not the ideal design that we've chosen, because I don't really like designs with thick outlines, because they kind of mess up a little bit. But because of the type of pens that we're using, it actually works out quite nicely. So let me just move this out of the way, and then we can cut this down. I've also accidentally lost the top thingy of this. It's in my bag. Lost is a bad word to use, because I haven't lost it. It's just in my bag. I just haven't gone scratched around for it yet. So I'm just kind of going to be... Oh, this is going to go from the bottom. So I've just got to use this in a very unorthodox manner. So it is just... So that's kind of how I'm using it. So that's our drawing. I'm not going to cut it down lengthways. And then, now is for the fun part. Okay. So I've chosen a couple of colors here, and I was actually in the process of choosing some more. But now we can choose the colors together. So these are the colors that we have. So I'm definitely going to go with, like, this is like a burnt umber kind of color. It's really pretty. Why is it? Okay, it is focusing. There we go. And then I'm definitely going to go for some oranges, some oranges. I've already got the oranges. I'm going to go for some browns. Then we're going to take all four of these colors out as well. And I'll keep this off to the side because we might want to like accentuate with some of these types of colors. I always like to pick things within the same color group. Okay, so like as an example, we'll have shades, darker shades in here, and then we'll have, you know, if depending on where the light is coming from. If the light is coming from this side, and that's typically what I normally do. I normally do the light coming from this side. So then you'll have light, 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 and then that'll be slightly darker. That'll be lighter, that'll be even darker, dark, and then darker, darkerest. And then the skull, I suppose we can also pick out some peach colors for the skull. So we can use that for the skull. Some like bone kind of colors. And because we don't call it skin color anymore, because that is an incorrect term. And we like to be inclusive here in this space. Well, I like to be inclusive. So we're going to... Now, what you can do is you can kind of use these as a part of the outline, or you can just kind of start off with, you know, yellowing this out here. Let me just make sure that you guys can see well enough. Okay, so if we start off with the lighter colors on this side, don't worry too much about like getting super light, because we can always make it darker, but it's very difficult to go from darker to light. So I like to kind of start with some more of the much lighter colors, and this black will probably stuff us around a little bit, but it's also nice to kind of use as maybe something dripping down. Maybe we could actually do that. Do something like a piece of something, you know, that's kind of dripping down the edge there. So let's take, and do I even have a sharpener? I have literally no idea. Christine, welcome to the supporters. Thank you for joining. It's good to have you. But you joined. Oh, you just joined now. Okay, yeah. Lekker. Buy a donkey. So let's do something dripping down the side here. So we kind of use this as an edge, and let's do a drip there, a drip there. We can even go with it on the side, and then maybe make something dripping down there. I must actually, I thought of maybe doing like a Facebook group. Not necessarily just for the supporters, but kind of for the channel supporters, but kind of for everyone. But I don't know how much time I would have to monitor another group. We can make it so that it's like something that's bubbling out of the top there. Let me just put this over here. So that I can see... Yay, Christine! Yay, you! Yes! Yay! Very much yay. So I can see if that's kind of... So let's do it like that. Because obviously you can play around with this once you have the watercolor, once you're actually coloring it in. That's bubbling out there. Okay. So let's just not color that in too much. And then we can make this a little bit more orange. Now, obviously, when it comes to using the black, you have to make sure that you're getting, you know, a really good... You don't have to do this straight away, but when it comes to using the black, because it's such a dominant color, like all of your dark colors tend to overpower. So you want to move from light to dark, or at least I do in these kinds of situations, just to make sure that you're getting the right colors. Because you don't want to like oversaturate your paper. And obviously I'm using special watercolor paper for this. This is, so there's two different kinds of watercolor paper if you're not familiar. Well, more than two different kinds, but the two main kinds are the hot press and the cold press. So this is hot press. Oh, sorry. Oh, there we go. I just stuffed that up. Anyway, we'll fix that later. That's what happens when you talk too much. So this is the hot press paper, which means that it's got a much smoother texture on the page. So what happens is when you're working on things like this, hey Nikki, nice to have you, nice to see you. Thank you for joining. You guys obviously, okay, yes, my camera is on me. Okay, good. So the hot press paper is it has a much smoother texture, and your cold press will have typically more of the watercolor texture that people are always going for. I much prefer cold press, which I only actually discovered quite a while after realizing or getting into watercolor painting, but like I've never really been into watercolor. I'm just doing a little puddle on the floor because it's gonna drip down there and be a little like, so you can really have fun with the rest of the design as well, which I like. And then we can, the light is coming from this side, so I'm going to put a lighter edge on this side and maybe darker here where the pumpkin is. Okay. And I'm obviously by no means an expert at watercolor. I mean, I swear, if I had to send this video to my art teacher from high school, he would probably laugh, because I was like he probably hated having me in his class. I was so undisciplined. I didn't want to do any work. I always handed in my projects late. They were never finished, you know. It's actually really funny. So I'm just going to start from that side, move my way a little bit lighter here, and then what you can do is you can do a little bit of a dark edge on the bottom. I always find that these like little additions that you make to, and I'm doing it like right in the bottom corners, you guys can't even see properly. I should actually like tape off little things on the screen to see where the camera goes to, because I very often forget. I mean, you guys know, like I always do something off screen. Even when I'm recording a video, it'll be like the recording is off. He's deputy head, but hath just resigned. Really? What? That sucks. I loved Mr. Kane. Like I said, he probably hated having me in his class. But it was great. We used to do like art evenings. Oh, those were like my favorite. And I've just said work from light to dark, and here I am working on the darker side. See, this is why I didn't do well in art class, because even when I'm supposed to be doing something one way, I'm doing things a completely another way. And now I also forgot to get like serviettes or something. I've got a towel behind me, but I don't really want to use the towel. Okay, so we work from light to dark. And I'm like obsessed with shading. So like 90% of coloring in that I do is just shading. In my opinion, that's pretty much all that art is. And this brush has seen better days, because I was a chop, and see how it's slightly curved up on the tip. See there? Eventually when it focuses. See how it's slightly curved up, because I let it stand like that, and now it's like been standing like that for a while. So not very good, Kelly. Not very good. And that's kind of what I like doing, because I'm lazy. Have I ever tried the Ohuhu watercolor markers? I haven't, actually. No more Z4. Oh, yes, he used to drive a Z4. The Ohuhu watercolor markers. No. What are those? I'd love to know. I mean, I'm very dumb when it comes to art supplies, in all honesty. Fred? Sir? Can I help you? Yes. Come here. Fred's joining us again from the other side. see. He must now come and see what I'm doing. And this is... Your bum is in my face, sir. Sir? Sir? Do you mind? This is literally what he does all the time. It's adorable and yet very annoying. Now he's going to want to come and lie down right here because this is what I'm doing and this is where my attention is. This is not going to work, sir. Okay, so I'm going to carry on with the edge of the pumpkin. Come lie here. Come lie here. Lie down. There we go. Come, lie down. There we go. Okay, let me just zoom you guys in so that you can see what I'm doing. Sir? 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 Quiet on set, please. This is literally how I have to work during the day. But no, now he sees my pencil and now he wants to play with the pencil. If you guys could, you guys can see this now. He's like watching the pencil with great enthusiasm. He clearly wants to play with the pencil. But now he's like not interested, so at least that's not too bad. So, yeah. Okay, let me check to see. There are brush markers using a water base, and you can use brushes or special water brushes that they make. They're great for lettering and colouring. I want to get some. They also have Ulca markers, Copic competitors. Oh, that's cool. I don't have any other. These are the only watercolors things that I bought. The first watercolor things that I've tried in general, because I haven't played around with them too much. So it's interesting to try, and I don't think these were terribly expensive. I think this set that I bought was like 300 Rand or something, but it was a set of 36. But its sister set with 24 was like 280 Rand or something like that. And I was like, clearly you people have not marked this correctly, but that's fine. I'm not going to complain. And then I just bought this set. So I was thrilled. The official South African importers are in Durbanville. Oh, okay. Where in Durbanville? Is it Art Attack? I go there often because obviously that's like literally just around the corner for me. Because I'm on the Durbanville side. So I start out on the darker side of the pumpkin section. And I'm going to also use this. I'm going to use these black lines in the middle as like shading lines. We could even use them as black lines. We put we put some more dribble down there. But I think let's keep the dribble to that side. And then let's work on this section here. So like I said, I want to start out with this being a little lighter. So I'm going to try and just keep a very light pencil here. I think even the size of this drawing was far too big and aspirational for this live stream. But okay, thank you. That sounds great. I'm very keen to check it out. Very keen. Oh, yeah, no. Look at this. He's just like lying on my arm. This is so cute. So cute. Okay, let's just zoom in here though. So that at least you guys can see what I'm working on. Okay, so I'm starting out very light and then I'm going to go a little bit darker when I get to this side. And maybe even add a little bit more yellow in the middle. But that's also what I like about these watercolors, is that it's pretty much foolproof in terms of what you can do, and the watercolor really makes you look good, and it makes you look like you're like excellent at what you do. Because even if you're coloring badly like this, I mean, that's not a very good coloring technique at all. But because we are using the watercolor, it kind of blends everything, and you've got a time to really think about the color placement, which sir, do you mind? He's like pushing the paper away. Freedness. Did I manage to look for a 3D print of the Cameo 4 pen holder? I looked, and I think I saw 1 or 2, but I haven't tested them out. You guys are going to laugh at me. I actually kind of broke my 3D printer. Not really, because I can fix it. But the thermistor came loose, which is essentially the cable that runs from the motherboard of the 3D printer to the nozzle, the hot end, that tells it what temperature it must be. It didn't come loose. It like cut off. So I need to replace that, which sucks because I'd wanted to print something for my demo days, my Cricut demo days, but then that broke and it was like giving me errors, so I couldn't actually print it. So I was very sad. I'm also going to do slightly darker at the top, obviously, because if the light is coming from this side, then we're going to want to have slightly darker on this side. Okay, then we can, sorry I keep knocking you guys, maybe if I turn this that way then it won't be so bad. Did we use this color for here? I think we did. Okay, let me just zoom out a little bit so I don't have to keep moving you guys. And like Fred is taking up half of the screen. So if I move you a little more that way, then at least you guys can still see, even though I kind of can't. But it's okay. Things we do for our animals, hey, am I right? Okay. So what I normally do is I normally draw the whole thing, and then at the end I'll go in and paint it. I wanted to kind of do that with the black just to see what it would look like, just as a little bit of a test. I'm going to try and round this off a little bit more, because obviously this is going to be coming to a point. You've got to kind of think in 3D with this. Are you coloring with intense pencils? I'm not sure what intense pencils are. These are the... It'll focus in a second. Can focus. These are the Derwent watercolor pencils. So you just go with the paintbrush afterwards and then just color them in. If that's what you meant. I'm not sure. Okay, so that one's a little bit yellower. We're going to keep this one. We're going to use the lighter orange again, but we're going to use a little bit less yellow on this side. Okay, intense, not intense. I'm not sure what that means. Sorry. But yes, they're not intense now, but they'll be a little bit more intense later. Okay, so then we get to the middle here. This is probably the section where we're going to have the shift over into the slightly darker. So then instead of having just the orange, we're going to have a little bit of the orange and the dark orange. Fred, do you mind? Auto cucumber strikes again. Oh, yeah. Oh, the number, like, in the beginning when I got my phone a little while ago, it had the strangest autocorrects. Like, I know that I took screenshots of some of them, and I'm going to have to quickly check them out to tell you, because they were literally the funniest autocorrects that I've ever seen. Screenshots. It would change the words into something like completely different, but like that wasn't even marginally the same as what I was trying to say. And of course, I'm not going to find any now. I'll probably have to like write them down or remember to save them. Here we go. Oh no. And I know this is like totally off topic. Oh yeah, like there, it wanted to autocorrect cheese. Oh, it autocorrected cheese to Chelsea. Like, huh? And then it autocorrected awesome sauce to sauerkraut. So it corrected the word sauce to sauerkraut. Like, I'm sorry, but what? It's like it's not even not even marginally the same as what I was trying to say. It's actually hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Okay, so now we're going to put some... So obviously now you can see that color's all flat. And then I normally go in again with the darker color. And then just go... Oh, I haven't done the bottom. It's because there's a Fred-shaped hole here. Like, I mean, how it even got Chelsea from cheese, I literally have no idea. It's the one of the strangest. Do you mind, sir? Sir? I can't see. Ooh, I'm gonna stuff this up. If I'm watching at the top, Fred, I'm gonna need to kick you out, sir. If you're going to insist on hindering this process more than helping it. No, you can't bite my... No. Why do I never get anything done? Case in point. This is I'm not gonna lie, like, this is adorable. I should actually move this so you can actually like see his face. No, we're not gonna... No, this is not cleaning time, thank you. No. Okay, so that's gonna be a little bit dark, because obviously this is coming in, so it's gonna be a little bit darker there. Fred insists that the yellow is better. He really does. He really does. It's kind of adorable. Do you mind, sir? Okay, so now, just because we've just gone over that there, we can see that it already looks like it's giving us some perspective. We can even probably put a little bit of yellow on this side as well, if we really wanted to. Sir, do you mind? The people can't see. What are you doing? Okay, jy moet nou 'n bietjie skuif my seentjie. Daar sê, dankie. Bly maar net daar. would imagine that this is probably what, like, the picturesque version of life with kids is, when the kids just obey, and you don't have to worry about them disobeying. Okay, I'm also going to put a little bit of more of the darker color at the top, but not too much. Just because this, obviously, if we have, like I say, if we have the light coming from like here, it's going to have a little bit lighter at the bottom than it will be at the top. So what we can even do is put a little bit more yellow at the bottom. It's the Fred show. I know, I'm just here to provide the camera. Okay, I'm actually just going to put the water on the top of that thingy because it's... Okay. And of course now I've got hair on my nose. Thank you, Fred. Let's do a little bit of the darker color on the inside. Put that one down. But like only the darker color. Oh, Sam has joined us now as well. But Sam is underneath the table. And this one I'm actually going to put a little bit of a darker stripe in the middle. Okay, let's just zoom in for you guys a little bit more. There we go. Sam, your brother's being a pest. Do you mind coming to escort him out? Okay. We're making good time, I guess. I mean, it's only... it's 8 o'clock already. Okay, so here is where I think I'm going to start introducing some of the... Sir? He's now playing with that pencil again. So here is where I'm going to start just going in with the slightly darker color. And then we'll probably do a little bit more brown on that side now. You know, it's not me just trying to do a live stream here or anything. Are you guys enjoying the Fred show? I hope so. Yep, most people are just here for Fred, Nikki. I don't blame them, to be honest. He's adorable. He's awful because he makes all my black clothes like white. Now he's going to town on the poor pencil. Fred, you're going to be drawing yellow marks all over my page. Do you mind? I mean, let's be honest. This would probably have been a very boring live stream had it not been for Fred. So I suppose we probably have Fred to thank. Fred, sir, 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 sir. I like these pencils. I mean, it's pretty much just watching me color in. Fred, you're getting your gunk all over. No, you are drooling on the page. Look what you've done. No, no. Look what you've done. Do you mind? Fred? Fred? Fred, you're drooling all over the page. Look at him. He's messing up my ink. Okay, there we go. Play with that color. So I won't need that color. I suppose I don't really need the yellow for now anyway. Do you mind? Now he's trying to play with the wire. This is going to end well. Fred, that light is going to conk you on the head, and it's probably going to send the water flying as well. Like, that was me. Yes, Kelly, put the light wire behind the water. Fred, sir? Okay. Fred, no. And the problem is that if I don't allow him to lie here, he's going to walk around moaning. Because he'll walk around going, meow, meow, meow. For hours. Like a child. This is not difficult at all, Fred. Not difficult at all. It's actually quite easy doing this with you here. Okay, so we're done with that color. Now, let's go add a little bit of the brown in, just to kind of bring in a little bit more. Fred, you're leaving your nails all over the place. Bring in a little bit of an earthy tone. I'm just going to put the brown here on the inside, because this would still have a little bit of a shadow. And this black line will probably bring out a little bit of the shadow. Do any of you remember that song, In the Shadows? Ding, 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 ding. Can I help you? You're making my life very difficult, sir. I didn't even see you here, Mom. Lekker om jou hier te sien. Dankie dat jy saamgekom het. Saam met my kom kuier het. Yeah, like I was saying earlier on, this was like a super last minute live stream because of my wonderful video quality, my audio quality specifically, I suppose. This is a little bit more of a darker red. So let's get a little bit of this going so we can keep the nice pumpkin color. Okay. I also want to add a little bit more orange as well, because I like to be... Let's add some orange in the middle. It's amazing how much work you can get done when your cat isn't like attacking your pencils. And what's really nice about these crayons is that you don't have to be super precise with your color, because you're going to meng your colors quite a bit. So you really can kind of go to town, but I like to be as precise as I can, just because I'm a very particular person. So okay. There's an app called Meow Talk. Oh, yes. What? Oh, I didn't actually know that. Oh, I see what you mean about the level of my voice, because it's picking up really loud. Hold on. Is the quality of the audio a bit better now? Because I saw when I was talking now, it went red a few times, which means that it was picking up like a heavy distortion in the audio. Just add a little bit of yellow. So let me know what the quality of that. Oh, then I'll probably definitely use that app with Fred, because he talks literally all day. 9 times out of 10, it's I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. Or I'm list to lay somewhere. Gaan lê nie Becky, dis nou tyd om te gaan slaap. So that means go lie in bed, it's now time to sleep. That's literally Fred. All day. And he loves to do it while I'm in meetings as well. Meeting the MD of the company? No problem. Let me sing you the song of my people. That's Fred. Okay, I'm glad that the audio is better. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's why Fred, do you mind? Maybe that's why I was having issues, because maybe the sound was actually too high. Okay. So this one's largely going to be in shadow, essentially. Again, I think I made this a bit too big, but that's okay, because we've still got to go through the whole... But I think we're also starting with the pumpkin part. The pumpkin part was going to take the longest. And what's nice is that then the colouring in, the artsing in, essentially, does go quite quickly. Okay. Orange. Fred? Try not to hurt you, sir. Okay, let's just add a little bit of the red to it, just to try and keep some semblance of normal. And then maybe what we can do is we can do some more of the black stuff coming down on that side. Or we can not, because I mean, it doesn't have to. It'll be easier to cover that on this side than it will be on the other side. But I do also want to kind of have it a little bit darker on the top, actually. But I think that this is too much of a pink color. Or more of a magenta, I suppose. I'll probably need to use a combination of this one and this one to get the top color, the color that I want it to be. So I want this to be a little bit dark. Fred, you're making this challenge significantly harder. Okay, we're not going to color that. Not going to color that, because that I want to leave for the cat. Not this cat, the other cat. Fred! Het jy nou gat vol geraak? Ow! Why are you biting my finger? Do you mind? Fred? No! That's not very nice. I think we have had enough now. We're using claws. Okay, wait, hold on. Come. There we go. There we go. Hey, stop it. Ek gaan jou afgooi. Fred is making my life very difficult here. I'm not going to lie. Yay. Ek weet jy raak kwaad. Fred? Nee, nee, kom nou. Please don't bite my pencils. Kom. Ek gaan jou afgooi nou. Okay, kom. Ek moet klaar maak. Okay, here we go. See, now everything is like covered in Fred hair, you can see. Like, covered in Fred hair. Okay, at least now we can get moving a little bit more. Okay. Cool. Sorry for those of you that signed up for the Fred show. The Fred show is done. I smack you with my tail. Yeah, he's getting very annoying. And we're going to use this color. Okay, now I can also do this. Haha. Make that a little bit more orange. A little bit darker. See, this can be very dark. Have that nice and brown. Sorry for those of you, like I said, sorry for those of you that stayed for the Fred show. Or that came for the Fred show, I guess. Hy is nou weg. Okay, so I'm pressing quite hard with this because I want this to be quite saturated in terms of color. This was the orangey red. And then I'm also going to try and do a little bit more of a gradient color into not quite a black, but if we use like a dark brown, just add some extra color onto that there. And then the black kitty is going to be so much fun. But let's just start with this so we can get a move on. So again, I'm going to work from the light to the dark. So I just want to quickly make sure that I don't have any black on this, on the tip. Okay. So you can see we start very, very light. And I'm also going to be very careful to try and not do exactly what I just did there. And touch the other way. And touch the lines. Because the moment that you touch the lines, they kind of bleed out a little bit. Which is nice if you're keeping this color coded. But if you're not color coding it, then it makes it a little bit trickier. This is my like super concentration phase, you see there. But again, it doesn't really matter too terribly much. And it's also why I love these watercolor pencils, because you can really control exactly where your color goes. And I'm pretty terrible at some forms of painting. And this really helps you to get like a really nice effect. Oh, sorry, I'm doing that off camera again. So what did you guys all do yesterday in terms of the non-optional non-social convention, i.e. the Zuckerberg blackout of 2021? What I ended up doing was I ended up climbing into bed and watching Netflix, because thankfully Netflix was still working. So I watched some super trashy movies on Netflix. I watched Monster-in-Law, which was actually really fun. I enjoyed it. And then I watched the rest of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I really enjoyed it. I really wish that I'd obviously had more time to prepare this live stream, because I don't think most people knew about it. Or maybe just people aren't interested in the topic, which is also okay. I've been wanting to do a live stream like this for a while. So, yay. Because I really enjoy this form of art. And if you do end up touching it like that, you can just kind of, you know, do that. Now, also, I think a lot of the watercolor stuff comes down to your personal style. I prefer the lighter colors. I know that you would be able to, like, you know, make this a lot more dense in terms of color, but I'm not such a huge fan of it. So when it comes to watercolor and things like that, I tend to err on the side of light and fluffy. Not cute and fluffy. Light and fluffy. So you'll notice that a lot of my watercolor stuff looks washed out, because it is. It's not intended to be any other way. I suppose maybe what you could also do, if you wanted to try and avoid this kind of a problem with the black there, let's just bring that dark color inside, is you could use a different color pen. Or do what I'm doing now and kind of use it to your advantage by making it denser in the middle. Probably going to regret doing this, but let's see. Let's see what it looks like. I mean, this is a Halloween thing, so it doesn't have to be cute and fluffy. You watched Trapped, an Icelandic crime show. That sounds interesting. Okay. Peace and quiet. Yeah, watch next. I've been hearing so much about Squid Game, and like I just haven't yet watched it. I think it's probably another one of those shows like I hesitate to say, like, oh, Feathers, what was the name of that show? Black Mirror. Like a Black Mirror kind of 2.0. Okay, let's try and unstuff up that part, because that, in my opinion, doesn't look very nice. It kind of looks like a mistake, not like an intentional thing. Yeah, it is. Oh, Christine, this is so much fun, honestly. Like, it's so therapeutic to just, you know, paint like this. But for me, it's a very controlled form of painting. I've personally never really gotten the hang of painting. But this is just really nice. Let me actually just tilt you guys up a little bit so that I can have this a little bit closer to me and you guys can still see what I'm doing. Obviously just barring the black lines, but the black lines also are nice, because then it makes your, you know, things seem very crisp, which is pretty cool. I think it also would work nicer if I had to use a better paintbrush. I actually bought a whole bunch of these. That's a nail file, obviously not a paintbrush. I bought a whole bunch of these paintbrushes the other day. So let me just try with this one. This is a Black Silver Dynasty paintbrush. Yeah, it kind of still feels like painting this way, but you're not really. But I mean, it counts. It counts, I think. I've done a couple of things like this, and I really enjoy it. It's twisted but interesting. It has a kind of a little Black Mirror. Yeah, it totally has a little bit of a Black Mirror vibe. Like I watched the trailer, and I thought that was like the first thing that I thought of, which is cool because it's like all those social experiment type things. It's just, maybe I'll watch it because I'm going to Joburg on Thursday, so maybe I'll download it ahead of time, see how much space I can have free up on my iPad, and then take it with, because I don't think my hostess has the Netflix or the internet. Oh, that was too much. Yeah. Yeah, this brush doesn't, obviously it's a lot thinner, so it doesn't hold as much liquid. However, I'm very glad I have it for these tight little corners. It doesn't really even look like I'm doing very much to this section. Because I've colored in so heavily. Let's see. You know, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I don't even know if this is the correct use of these watercolor pencils, but this is kind of how I enjoy using them. So tough. If it's not the right way to use them, tough techies. Then, ooh, so that assists in having a little bit of a dark patch, and that we can definitely make darker as well, the inside of that. I'm busy looking at it and I'm like, yeah, that we can make darker. Not the neatest, but it's coming along. Typically a design that you would pick wouldn't have these essentially, like, I hesitate to call them cut lines, because these edges are obviously it's for a layered design. So this may not have been the smartest design to have picked. You kind of want to get something that's solid or has very, very thin lines, you know. Sorry, I struggle to multitask, so I can't concentrate while I'm busy. You can't talk while I'm busy concentrating. Yeah, so if you picked a design that had solids as opposed to like corners, I mean like these little edges, then it would have been, you would have had less problems with the black. See, now we come to the sections where we have more color, more darker colors, and it allows you to have a little bit more fun. So it's not too dark yet. Hi, Kim. You're changing your channel, stopping embroidery and concentrating on art more. Oh, that's cool. Oh, no, I just tripped all over. Yeah, I'm really, really bad. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm very new to these kinds of forms of art. So let's just bleed that everywhere. No problem. And then wipe it on our clothes, Kelly. Very smart. That's what happens when you have too much water on your brush. Nice to have you here, Kim. Art is an expression of yourself, so technically there's no wrong way to do anything. Ah, yes, I like that. True. Very, very true. Very, very, very true. People are always worried about what you're supposed to do, or, you know, that's not the correct way to do it. It is for me. I mean, we could even make this terrifying and, like, blend that in. Let's do that. Yeah. Water pencils can be used any way you like. Yeah. Heck yes. Thank you. I'm glad. I think some of my recommendations, though, for the design that you're using could save you from these bleeding problems in the future. But I don't mind. I suppose that's also why I have this platform, to kind of do these things and hesitate to say make these mistakes, but I'm not a super professional artiste. This isn't really what I always do, but I also kind of needed a little bit of therapy, you know, like, and this for me is like practically therapy, because it's something I don't have to think too much about, you know. I get to chat to you guys, have some fun. Okay, let me just add a little bit more color around the top there. You should technically wait for this to dry first, because otherwise you will rip up the paper. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. Definitely doesn't look great. But I don't care. I don't care. Okay, now we're going to do El Quito. So, I've still got Fred hair on my nose. Like, it just gets into your nose and, like, sticks there, you know? Okay. So, we're going to do, obviously, the nose. Maybe we should do... I'm trying to think of... Okay. This side is obviously going to be, like, super dark. And I'm somewhere going to color that line in there. And now it's also great, because now we don't really have to worry about the lines in the black. Okay. So we're going to make El Quito super dark. Okay. I'm also going to use that section there for El Quito. Okay. And Z. I don't know, there's something so therapeutic about, like, coloring in. Should we give him a marking on his face? Like maybe a little white patch on his eye? I think that could look quite cute. You get ink pens that won't run when you put water near them. Can you put any kind of pens in the Cricut? I take it you did. I did this with the Cricut, yeah. I should actually invest in the type of pens that won't run with this if I want to do this kind of thing, because then I don't have to worry about these problems. I didn't even think of that, to be honest, because when I did it with the other two little witchy thingies, I actually used that to my advantage because I didn't have double lines like this one. So it wasn't really as much of a problem as what it is here. But, I mean, you can kind of color over it and whatnot, so it's not too much. I just almost colored that in with black. So it's not too much of a problem. Your video playback gave you an error. You got a 2-minute ad. What? That's so strange. Very weird. Sorry. Mama's got to make some cash because I don't have a video going live today. So, hashtag sorry, not sorry for the ads. What was I saying? Literally can't remember. I know we spoke about doing an eye patch. So let me know if you guys think that we should do an eye patch for El Quito. Oh yes, about the pens and them running. I must try and find some pens that won't run. I didn't even think of it beforehand. I'm also going to do it slightly darker on this side, just to get the edge nice. And I really need to sharpen this pencil, but I don't know where my sharpener is. Pretty sure my sharpener is like over there or something. Or is it in that? Let me just quickly check. I've got like this, oh, you can see, this massive thing of, see, here's the water brush that I was using, but I find it pulls out too much water, and then you end up having too much water on the page. There we go, there's my sharpener. And yes, that is a toothbrush in my toolkit. My pencil crayon holder thingy. Pen holder. What was I using my toothbrush for? I can't remember. Some or other, whatchamacallit. Just so I don't feel like going to the bin. Okay. Daisy. I'm still color in those bits. I completely forgot. Welcome back. I said hashtag sorry, not sorry for the ads. Mama gotta make some cash because I don't have a video going live today. That's what I said about the ads when you were gone. Even though I've got some nice workshops coming up on the weekend, which I'm very excited for. I'm doing some workshops in Joburg on the weekend. 2-minute ad about Grootbos. Okay, lekker. It's weird that they put the ad in the middle of the live stream though. I wonder why it does that. Like I wouldn't have even thought that they'd put ads in a live stream. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to create a bit of a contour, or should I, for this little man, this little kiddo. Because obviously his head is round, so we're trying to give the illusion of round. Okay, that's good that you don't have ads, Flutterboy. I'm glad. But do you have YouTube Premium? So this is going to be a little bit more like that. That side will be slightly darker than that side. And this side will be quite a bit darker than that side. So let's do a little bit of a shadow here, getting a little bit lighter until we match up with the rest of the color. Oh, now I need to sneeze. Oh, okay, never mind. My sneeze went away. Thank heavens. Okay, and that's going to be slightly darker as well. This is probably going to look a little bit silly. There we go. It's not too bad. Okay, let's do the bottom a bit darker, because obviously it is. Sneeze is already gone. I'm only seeing the bless you now. I would say thank you, but I know why you said that, so I'm not going to say thank you. You see, now it looks a little bit funny if I don't like add shading to the rest of the face. Maybe I shouldn't have done the shading. Okay, and now we do the tail. So the tail, I'm just going to clean that off nicely, and then just go ham on the tail. Because the tail is much behind us, behind the pumpkin. And then this side I can do a little bit lighter. And that side darker. Okay. I'm going to try and heavily pigment that because I want that to be I'm just going to do the whole thing pink. Okay, and then we do the skull. So the skull, we're going to use the bone color, which was this one here. I'm also going to try and see if I can use these black lines to my advantage this time. Because, I mean, this is not going to show very much color. And, like, you guys probably can't even see this color changing. Oh, barely. Let's add these. Make this a bone color as well. And then I want to make the insides of his ears a nice grey, like this is a gunmetal grey type color. Okay, now for the last step. Let's see if I can use this brush. It's like a super big brush. Thank you, Christine. Okay, let's start with a tail. We can cover nice big areas. There we go. See how nicely it pulls out the ink on the line. On the line. My neighbors are clearly having fun with something because there's like a whole bunch of screaming, but it's not like bad screaming, it's like happy screaming. Like you can tell that like it's a dad having fun with his kids or something. It's quite cute. You can handle the truth. That's kind of what it sounds like. I think anyway, I suppose. It sounded like an angry mom that just screamed there, but okay. Did I put my finger on the paint? I must have. Okay, well, either way, that looks pretty good. Some nice shading there. Hi, Charisse. Welcome, welcome. So nice to see so many green names in the chat. And thank you for saying it's gorgeous. We're working on it. We're working on it. Working from light to dark because I totally forgot to do it there. Bad Gilly. Yeah, I think they were also doing a live. That's the problem with doing a live on a Tuesday night, is that I often miss the lives on the Cricut group, because the Cricut South Africa group also do lives, live tutorials and things like that on Tuesdays. So if I do lives on my channel, then I very often miss anything that they're doing. Ooh. There we go. Okay, so that worked very nicely. All of the heavy color on the outside, and then the light on the inside. Okay, bringing you guys in so you can see it a little bit more. Actually, just do that so that I can have it a little bit closer to me, and then you guys can still see. That rhymes. It's far too much. There I go again with the rubbing of the pants. When will I learn not to rub the pants? I'm trying to do this black first so that I can pull the ink outwards instead of having to worry about it going in. Probably should be using the smaller brush for this. But I really like the amount of moisture that this brush carries. Makes it a lot easier to get the ink, get the color, the water where you want it to be. See, like that. Makes it a lot easier. Okay, and then if you don't like where the ink deposited on that one, you can just move it around a little bit more. This really is the fun part of these drawings. Especially this part. This is like one of my favorites. Oh yeah, it's school holidays. I was wondering, like, to myself, I'm thinking, like, no, it's 9:15 and these kids are going on like bats out of hell. Appropriate, you know, that we're doing Halloween things. And then I realized it's school holidays, which is why they're still up. So that's what happens when you don't have kids, is you kind of just forget these things actually exist. Live in a world of your own. think this kitty really is the saving grace of this project. I really like this kitty. Oh, you see, like I didn't like that little section. So you just go over it again. Redistribute the paint, or paint, I guess. And if you really wanted to, like we did with the other one, is you could probably just go over it again. Pick up some of the paint and make it a little bit darker. This one's going to be very tricky to get right. Also the perfect example of why you shouldn't leave your brushes face down, brush down in water, because if I'd tried this with that other brush, it would have been completely stuffed. But I suppose this is also pretty much a brand new brush. So look after your brushes, people. Look after them. Then we go over this section. But too much water. Still too much water. But that looks okay. Okay, now okay. The last finishing touches. Okay, this one I'm doing on purpose because I want us to have a fun looking skull. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. Okay, let's pull that up. Let's pull that up. Okay, now let's try and get that off the brush. And let's go to town. Trying not to touch the edges of these ones, but like with the rest, it's very hard. See, this guy looks more like a watercolor. Got more of a watercolor vibe to him. there we go. Obviously, when it comes to this, the more you play with it, kind of the more you tear up the paper, in essence. So I'm trying, I don't want to play with it too much, but I just want to get all the edges. All the edges done. That one still has too much water, it hasn't even dried yet. Yeah, that's quite cute. Oh yeah, Christine, it is so lekker. It is so lekker, honestly. Oh, let's zoom you out. Yeah, I mean, that's quite cute. What do you guys think? I enjoyed it. I had fun. And I'm glad that you guys joined me. It was great having you all here. But we're pretty much done. I mean, true to form, almost exactly 2 hours. It seems like I like doing everything in 2 hours. Like, it's far from perfect, but I mean, we could totally, like, you know, patch up this side here, maybe, because we'd have to make it quite a bit darker to get that patched up a little bit, but that's okay. I'm sure there's a couple sections that I forgot to do as well. Oh, I forgot to do those. Let's do those quickly. I wanted to do that with dark brown for shadows. Oh, Fred's back. He's upset because his food bowl is probably empty. Because the glutton probably ate everything, and then what he does is he oh no, that's the wrong paintbrush. He eats everything, he vreets himself dik, and then he goes and he throws it all up. So he like eats his bowl and his brother's bowl, and then, yeah, not a very smart cat. Adorable, but not particularly smart at times. Does say that looks better, because now it actually looks like he's in the pumpkin as opposed to just like floating on this pumpkin-y looking thing. And there, our brush is clean. I'll just leave it out to dry. Oh, lekker ma. I'm glad that you're going to try it. Yeah, it's nice and easy. It's really not that hard. As you can see, it's nice and fun. Very therapeutic, which I really like. I probably should have gone a little bit heavier with the colors. Maybe next time I can go a little bit heavier, but at least still we've got a little bit of a color gradient going from lighter to darker. Didn't quite nail it in all aspects, but I'm very happy with it. I think it looks cute. Yeah, so thanks very much for joining, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And I hope to see you. There probably won't be a video on Friday because of my audio stuff up. And I need to pack tomorrow, and then I'm flying on Thursday night. So I won't have time for a video, unfortunately. Yeah, I really enjoyed everybody joining me today. Nikki, it was great to have you. You know, Dre, Christine, Charisse, Ma, it was lovely to see you as well. See you, as always, the core bunch, Flutterby. It was lovely to have you as well, part of the core bunch. And I will see you guys sometime soon. Have a great day, and remember, be kind to someone today. See you soon. Bye.